Welcome. My name is Ilona. I'm from the channel Ware Kracht, which means true power in Dutch. I'd like to continue major Arcana cards, and I'm going to continue with number 6, 7, and 8. I'd like to start first with number 6, which is the Lovers. As you can see, there are two naked people and there's an angel in the middle of it. It's very biblical in a way. It's Adam and Eve. It represents Adam and Eve, and you have the tree with the apples in it and the snake alongside the tree. So, but if you just look at it, the lovers, you think of love, you think of being vulnerable, you think of being open, and that's what this card represents. It's a card of a sign of love. So if you get this card in a card reading, it usually means there's going to be some form of love. Could be deep friendships, love relationships, or the love of your life. And it also represents making decisions from the heart, which is very important. So most of the time we listen to the mental side, our mental side to things. We look at things very rationally and very objectively. And this card represents to follow our heart, to follow what makes us happy instead of always listening to our head. So it's very important when this card shows up in a card reading. Not only it represents love, but it also represents the love for yourself and listening to your own heart. Sometimes we have to make a decision that other people will not understand, but it's important for our own growth and for our own happiness. And I was brought up with the notion that other people were more important than what I was thinking or what I was feeling, and so it's important, if you really truly want to love yourself and find love in yourself, that you listen to yourself and listen to your own heart. So it's a beautiful card. Like I said, if this card shows up in a card reading, it represents love. It represents being open to love, listening to your own heart, listening to the voice inside of yourself. And in a relationship, if you do a card reading for a relationship, this usually means the love of your life, or someone who is really open to start a love relationship with, or if it's for a relative or a colleague, where you can have a relationship card reading also for other people, because you're pretty much in a relationship with some form of relationship with people in your life. So it could be a family member, but someone who's very close to your heart and who's very important to you. If it's, like I said, if it feels open, that's how I read the cards. I see this as someone that really brings love to you. If it's a bit closed, and it depends on the other cards in the reading, it could mean that the person is not completely open yet. Maybe person is not, if it's in a love relationship, is not available yet, or if it's another kind of relationship, this person has problems at this moment that take up their time to really be open in a relationship. So it completely depends on how I feel when I read the cards, and it's important to listen to your own interpretation and your own intuition if you want to read cards for yourself or for other people. The number 7 is the Chariot, and as you can see, this man is controlling the Sphinx, the black and the white, who are in front of the car in a way. And it's important to see that as a sign of duality. Life is duality. You can't have one without the other. You can have day and night. A day without a night. It's the duality, the yin yang is necessary in life, and this person takes control over it, and that's what the Chariot is. It stands for taking control of your life, being able to do what you want to do, break free, go your own way. So if this shows up in a card reading, if it's in a positive, open way for me, if the card feels that way, it means that this person is ready to go. Maybe they've already made up their mind and they could leave a relationship or a job, or they're ready to go for something else. They're ready to take control of their life. If it feels more of a closed feeling I have along with it, means that this person is afraid to take control of their life, is afraid to take it on, and stays in a toxic relationship or in a job that's not going very well, or stays in a certain situation that's not good for them. So it depends on how I feel about a card when I do a card reading. If this concerns a relationship reading, I will talk about a love relationship reading. First, it could mean someone who's foreign, because there's a lot of foreign attached to this card as well. It could also be someone who is, ready to go and be there for you and ready to take this on. So it depends again how I feel, the card feels, and of course the rest of the other cards in the card reading. But this usually is a positive sign. It's someone who's ready, who takes control of their life, and who's ready to get involved with the person in a relationship, or is already involved, and then they are ready and present in the relationship. So if it feels a bit negative, it could mean that the person is actually heading out of the relationship. So it kind of depends, again, like I said, how do you feel, how does the card feel? So you can have different interpretation with this card. So it could mean that the person is out and is already looking for other things, or the person is more of has a victim mentality and is not ready to take care of his or her life. So it could also mean a toxic person. It depends on the rest of the card. So it's important to develop your own style of how a card feels. And then the last card, and there is some, in a way, controversy, because sometimes strength is for the 11, is number 11, and then justice is the 8th card. In this case, I just follow the Rider-Waite cards, and number 8 is strength. As you can see, there's a woman. Well, it depends on how you look at it. Or she's closing the mouth of the lion, or she's opening it. She has the Lemniscat, so the sign of eternity above her head. And there's lots of yellow. And it's a strong card. Literally means strength. So if it shows up in a card reading, it means that it's very important for this person to follow their strength and to rely on themselves, and know that they're strong enough to make decisions, do things that are important to them. So they really have to maybe make certain decisions that, well, could influence or could affect other people. It's important they stay what is close to their heart and really understand that they're ready for this and that they're strong enough. So in a card reading, if I have a positive feeling with this card, it means this person is strong enough and is ready to go and is ready to show what he or she has and is ready to take control of their life. The first Chariot, and then entering in actually taking action and taking the decision, making the decisions to take control of their life again. It could also mean, if it feels a bit negative, of course, the opposite, that they're more of a victim. They don't believe that they're capable of doing or having that strength or doing the things they really want to do. It's also possible, and that kind of depends on the other card, that there's a person in their life who is very dominant and in a way a bit controlling. In a relationship card reading, that this card for the other person could mean that the other person is if it's in a positive way, very strong person, very in touch with themselves and follow their own lives and follow their own rules. In a negative way, it could mean someone who's more of a victim. There are two possibilities. Or they are more a victim and they're like, yeah, I can't control my life. I don't know how to do this. You have to do this for me. Or they can be extremely dominant. In that way, they are domineering the person and they want to control the person. So again, it depends on how it feels and the remaining cards in the card reading. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll hope to see you next video.